Okay, finally. Dang. 3 tries and a computer reboot later, finally get the live stream to work. Okay. So, let's see if I can get this positioned here. I promised you guys that I'd show you how to set up a flame pattern stash. Sorry if things seem a little bit awkward at first. I kind of had to move things around in a different setup to kind of get it to work. But yeah, I'm here. I'm awake, surprisingly, and good for showing you how to set up a flame pattern. So with the video that I posted last week, you guys saw that I was already cutting out and arranging my threads. So once you got that done, you want to get them on your dowel rod. Put my wrist brace away. That's just going to bug me. Okay, let's see if I can get this in close enough so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I went ahead and already strung half of it on the dowel rod. And this is with kind of a new kind of contraption / setup that I'm giving a try. So basically what this is literally just a cheap clothing rack that I picked up at Walmart. Or was it Menards? It was probably Menards. But I picked this up at Menards for like 10 bucks. And it turns out to be pretty much the perfect weaving rack. You can adjust the height to anywhere between 3 and about 5 feet 10 inches. I kind of modified it with a dowel rod, so it actually has a second rack down here now that I can use to tie stuff to. And basically what I did when I cut my yarn, I looped it over the top and kind of let it lay flat. And then I tied it down at the bottom so that the strings have tension to them. And I'm probably going to be setting up my projects this way from now on, because it made setting everything up on the dowel rod 10 times easier, and I'll show you why. Now this is that stringing up technique that I keep telling you guys about, that I keep promising I'm going to show you. Finally get around to showing it to you. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that all your colors are where you want them to be. See if I can get any closer. That looks good, right? I think so. Okay. But yeah, you can see I've already done half of my yarn here just to make things go a little quicker. But literally, all you do is you take the thread that you want and you wrap it around like that. That's literally it. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I feel like such an idiot for not thinking of it sooner. But it is so much easier. And there's so much less detangling to do after setup with this method. Which is why I said I'm probably going to be doing it this way from here on out. So I'm going to finish stringing this up real quick. And it's not going to take me a full hour like it usually does, because this kind of expedites things a lot quicker. Go. A bit too far. There we go. But yeah, doing it this way is like 10 times easier. Okay. Actually, wait. Go. last color bar. Here we go. All right, there we go. All the colors are on the dowel rod now. And that's pretty much what you're looking for once you're done. Everything is all kind of lined up nice and neat. And since I set it up this way, I don't have to spend another hour trying to detangle everything, which is great. So I'm just going to go ahead and undo the knot that I got in the bottom here. Kind of keeping tension on everything. There we go. All right. Okay. And then I'm pretty much just going to braid one end. Doesn't have to be super tight. And this is literally just to kind of keep the rest of this out of the way. So gosh, I love the colors my husband picked. Gorgeous. So go ahead and just braid the other side here loosely. Okay. All right. I can braid the rest of this later. I don't have to go all the way down. Just enough to keep it out of my way for now. Still going to be a bit obsessive about it and detangle it a little bit. All right. Okay, here we go. And there's my start point right here. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. That looks a little bit better. I think it's more square with the camera. That's the hardest part, is trying to get it to where I think you guys can see it. Oh, maybe. Nope, that's not gonna work. Excuse me as I try to find a camera angle that'll work for both me and everybody else. Okay. We got that set up now. I'm actually going to go ahead and lower the rack a little bit so I can get this started at a little bit. There we go. So I've got all this set up now and ready to go. So my thread count on this is, I believe, 88 or 89 strands. I'm not entirely sure. But the yellow has 20 threads. So orange is 16 threads total. The bright red is also 16. The dark red is also 16 threads. And the black is 10 threads. So, and then everything's split up evenly. So it's 10, 8, 8, 8, 10. Well, 20, 8, 8, 8, and 10. And then you just arrange the rest of them on the other side like that. So each of these stripes is 8 threads. This one's 20, and then the two outside are 10 each. I'm just going to use the braid here to kind of cinch it down a little bit so I can have a little more stability here. Some weavers prefer having it to be kind of free hanging like that because then they can flip it over. I don't usually flip over my work, so I don't really worry about it too much. Okay. So here we are at the start of a flame pattern. So what you want to do is you want to find your middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3, 6, 9. Okay. So you want to find your middle. You want to take the middle thread on the left, and you want to go under the middle thread on the right. Then you want to weave over and under. And then weave it through the next color till you get to the last one of that color. Then you're going to interlock it and switch it out like you do with the lightning and arrowhead patterns. You're going to keep weaving across until you reach the last thread of the next bar color. You're going to switch it out. Oop, only that's not the last one. Okay, so that was under, over, under, switch. Do the same thing for the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch it out again. Shush, Loki. Yeah, I know. I'm working. You'll have to excuse my cat. He's a bit of a loudmouth. And then when you get to the black bar here, you're going to go to the 8th thread of that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Switch it out and weave to the end. And then you get the joy of repeating it on the other side. I'm just going to kind of make sure everything's in the place it's supposed to be here. Just real quick. 2 threads there. And also move the cat from where he's not supposed to be. Hey, get off there. Shush. Okay. And then to repeat on the other side. So technically this one's already going over, so you're going to go under again. And you're just going to weave under and over. Till you get to the last thread of the next color. You're going to trade it. So that's under, over, under, I think. No. Over, under. under, under. Sorry if I stopped talking. It's kind of my first time doing this in a while. Yes, my cat's name is Loki, and rightly so. He is very much a mischief maker. Okay, so let's see. Under, over, under, goes over. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Pull it through, switch it out, and then finish off to the end. There we go. And there's the first pass. You really, it takes a full pattern pass to really start seeing this take shape. But you're pretty much weaving to the end of the color, switching out, weaving to the next end of the next color, switching out, rinse and repeat. So it's like Arrowhead on steroids. It's a great pattern, though. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let's see. All right, so what did I do wrong here? Under, over, under. Oh, okay, and I've run into my first mistake already. What do you know? Okay. What did I do wrong here? That's what I did wrong. Okay, so this is a common mistake that you run into, especially with interlocking patterns, because you can lose track of stuff real quick. Closer so you could possibly see it maybe. But you can see here, that's not supposed to look like that. So it's pretty much the equivalent of going over 2 threads. So I skipped a thread accidentally. So I have to actually undo my previous row and redo that. So just give me a few moments to do that real quick. I can get this fixed right up. Did I do it on the other end too? Really? I did it on the other end too? What did I do? Excuse me as I keep yelling at myself. All right. Once you get it started, it goes a lot more smoothly because the first few passes are the hardest because this is when you're establishing your pattern. And this is when it's also the easiest to skip a thread, like I did. I'm just going to take part of that last row out. All right. So that was my switch. So that was over, under, right? Right. Okay. Let's try this again. Over, under, over. Okay. Okay. So that was under, over, 2. No. Agree with me here. Nothing like fighting your yarn. Okay, so it's under, over, under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Pull it through. Switch it out. 1, 2. Okay, so I think I got that row fixed. I can go back to this one now. Okay. So that goes under, that goes over. So this one goes under again. And hey, that's looking like it's actually lining up now. Okay. And then you just weave, you pretty much just keep weaving to the last thread of the color bar and switching it out. Shush. Yes, I know. I'm talking to people you can't see. Don't mind Loki, he's a little paranoid. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2, 3. For a moment there, I got a little paranoid. I thought I was missing a thread. Huh. Switch it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch it out. 1, 2, and 3. All right, there we go. Okay. First half of row 2. Done. I had to fight that a lot more than I wanted to. All right, I'm just going to kind of switch everything a little bit together here. And then check out my other row here real quick. I think I might have screwed this one up too. All right, I switched it out. And so that's over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Switch over, under. Okay. All right, I think I got that one fixed now. All right, and here we go. Again, since this is, gosh, I do not have a good camera angle for you guys. I am so sorry. There's only so many places I can actually mount my camera. It's bugging me to no end. Okay, I think I got it now. Let me know if you can't see. I'd appreciate it, because the way where I'm at right now, I actually can't see my computer screen to make sure you guys can see. I'm kind of more focusing on making sure you guys can see what I'm doing. So yeah, again, this thread is already going over. Blech, it's already going over. So you just go under the next one and then keep going. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you switch it out. Three, 4, 5, 6, and 7. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Five, 6. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope, I did it right. Okay. And there we are. Okay. And that's the end of row 2. You can see now that the colors are starting to kind of trade places everywhere. And I'm just going to take some time to kind of cinch it up a little bit. So I'm going to separate the threads that are on top from the threads that are on the bottom. And just kind of cinch it a little bit. It's okay if you don't get all of them. And you don't have to do this part. I find that a lot of the times the pattern will actually tighten up on its own as you go. So I try not to worry about it too much. All right. Row 3. Loki, get off the desk. You know you're not. No, you know you're not supposed to be on there. I swear, having a cat is like living with a 3-year-old. Okay. Okay, now that I got everything established, it's going to go a little bit quicker. With these larger patterns in particular, the first few rows are definitely the hardest because you're just trying to make sure everything's in the right spot. You're trying not to cross your threads. But once you get it going, it goes a lot faster. Okay, now it goes under. Oop, bumped my camera. My bad. All right. Oop. I didn't pull my threads through. Whoops. Dang it. I keep knocking my camera. What did I tell you about being on the desk? I told you no. I told you no. Shush. You stay here, okay? You don't get on the desk. All right. Next row. Okay. All right. Under. All right, there we go. Just going to go back through and tighten these spuns up a little bit. And you can go back through and just kind of give the cross threads a little tug, and it'll help you kind of cinch your pattern back together. Whew. Okay, there we go. Still trying to find a good angle here. Not happening. Yeah. Okay. Lost track for a second. Oh goodness, don't poke your fingers. I tried needle felting one time. Stabbed myself a million times. My thumb was sore for weeks. That's what I figured out. It wasn't quite for me. There we go. Got it. Oh, what are you stuck on? There we go. My yarn keeps getting caught on random things. Okay, you can see that the top part of the flame is starting to show through. This is about halfway through one full pass of the pattern. I gotta weave 4 more rows, I think, until I get to a full pattern here. 2, 3, 4. Oh, damn. There I go, messing up my weave again. There we go. Fixed. Stop bumping the camera. Okay, there we go. 4-foot long posable dragon. Ooh, I'd love to see that. I love seeing what other people can do and what other people can make. It's probably one of the main reasons I was an art major in college. I loved so many different types of art that I kind of just wanted to try a little bit of everything. And I got to. I settled in on the weaving and drawing. Loved pottery, though. Pottery was awesome. Okay, yep, the flames are really starting to come along now. There you go. I'll have to check it out. Go. Okay, here we go. Go. All right. Ooh, chainmail. That's awesome. All right, whatever. There we go. Keep looking over at my chat. I'm losing track. But I want to talk to you guys. All right. There we go. A little bit. There we go. All right. You can see how all the colors just kind of start tapering off and switching places with each other. All right. All right, there you go. Okay. All right. So that is one full pass of this pattern. So what I mean by one full pass, basically it means that all the threads, all the colors are pretty much back in their starting positions. And that was 8 total rows and probably about 1.5 to 2 inches of length. I know, aren't they gorgeous? The colors are actually inspired by a piece that I found on Pinterest. I put it on my one of my boards. My husband spotted it and went, "I want that." So he's pretty much been begging me to make it for him for about 6 months. So I'm like, okay, I can make that. This was actually bigger than the last one I did. Last one I did only had 4 colors, not 5. Go grab that one real quick. So this is the first one I ever did. And it's a bit of a looser weave. Because this one I was still kind of trying to figure out the pattern, still trying to learn it. So this one's got 4 colors, the white, the red, the gray, and the black. Well, this one has the 5 colors. This thing's going to look pretty sweet when it's finished, I think. A fun fact about this pattern. I know, Loki. Shush. You're being a butt. What? Are you getting mad that I'm not giving you attention? So the fun part about this pattern is that if you know how to do the flame pattern, you know how to do an assumption pattern, which is this one right here, which looks like the double lightning. Now, the only difference between these two patterns is where you do your interchange. See, with the flame pattern, I went all the way to the last thread of the next color and switched it out. With an assumption, you go partway through. You don't go all the way through the color bar. So let's see. This one, each color bar. My husband was going to use this as a sash, a belt, kind of like a cummerbund. But instead of going to the last strand in the color bar, you go partway through. So I think this one I went to the 6th thread and switched it out, and then went to the 6th thread and the next color, and so on and so forth. And so that's put so going partially through the color bar instead of all the way through is the difference between getting a lightning pattern for the assumption sash and getting the flame pattern here. That's the only difference. If you know how to do flame pattern or assumption pattern, you can do either or. They're fairly interchangeable. I noticed that when I first started learning, and I'm like, they're pretty much the same thing. It's just you interlock them in different spots. That's the only difference. But they look like 2 completely different patterns, and it's pretty cool. Just gonna put these over here for now. All right. Just go taking a minor break here. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, there we are. That is the first pattern pass of a flame pattern. I'm going to go ahead and try to reposition real quick, see if I can get a better camera angle. I was kind of awkwardly reaching around my rack here to make sure you guys got a decent camera angle. So I'm going to reposition real quick and work on the next part of the pattern here. As soon as I get everything off of my rack here, which is stuck in the wheels. Great. Cannot win. There we go. Nobody. It's okay. Hello. I have people in my chat. This is cool. Okay. So I'm just going to reposition here real quick. Try a different idea here so I can actually sit down. And Loki probably wants to keep me company. A bit. Ow. Buddy, that's your claw. Okay. You want on my lap? Fine. This is my cat. He's a bit of a butt. Right. Lay down. Good boy. Hoping I can get this to flip around. Yeah. Probably not. Okay. Sorry, buddy. I gotta move my camera. Go back up. You guys will have to excuse technical difficulties for a moment. There we go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? All right, just gonna clamp this sucker on because the clip doesn't like to work. One of these days I'll be able to afford a better camera mount. Okay. That look good to everybody? I think that looks good. All right. So I'm going to start with pass 2 here. I'm a bit more comfortable now. Okay. So, all right. Pass 2. I'm just going to start from the middle again. And then, like I did when I started the first pass, I'm going to take my yellow thread and I'm going to weave it all the way across to the last thread of the orange. I'm going to interlock it. Take the next color, weave it across to the last thread of the next. Switch it out and repeat. And then go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th thread of the black. Switch it out. Weave to the end. And we start over again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute. Nope. Cut myself. It's not the last thread. That's the last thread. There we go. That could have messed me up a little bit. Nope, I did that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Switch it out. There we go. That's right. Wait, dang it. I lost track and messed up again. Surprise, surprise. Okay. All right. That flips out.
Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. There we go. Oh, it's kind of funny. This is all the same brand of yarn, the same weight and such, but it's kind of funny to see how the different colors have different textures and feel to them. I don't know if it's the dyes reacting to the fabric. Got a little more length on there. I got to adjust my camera a little bit. Yeah, you see the top of the next flame coming up. And the bottom of the first one is now starting to taper off. Yeah, the hardest rows are pretty much the hardest part. Just, yeah. That's always been the hardest part for me because I'm trying to keep everything in order. I mean, you saw me mess up quite a few times those first few rows. Yeah, once you get everything started, it's really just following a pattern and making sure you interlock with the right thread. Which I don't do that all the time either, and I end up having to undo a row and go back because I find it when I do the next row. All right, I've hit the halfway point of the second pass, I think. Hi. All right. There you go. Now it's in the center. All right. One more pass, I think. Yep. All right, here we go. All right, and there is 2 full passes of the flame pattern. So that's 16 rows. And what I like to do after I do a couple of passes, or if I get a full flame here, I'll actually go back through and I'll just kind of gently tug on my threads. And basically what this does is it kind of helps me tighten everything up. I'm not pulling too hard, just enough to kind of pull everything into place a little bit better. So there's the one side tightened up. And I'll go ahead and do the exact same on this side here. There we go. There we go. And there you are. That took me about an hour and a half total. I've been working on this for, my live stream says 1 hour and 24 minutes. I usually just round it up. Because, yeah, this has been pretty consistent weaving for quite a bit. And that, yeah, it's two full passes of the flame pattern. You can see why it's called the flame pattern, because of these, you know, narrowing and stripes that it has that kind of flare out from the middle. Doesn't help that I also picked the color palette that I did. But I think that's all I'm going to do for tonight. I think I already got a lot more done than I thought I was going to get done. If you have any questions, just kind of leave them in the comments below after the video posts. I'll get back with you with any answers that I can give you. I'll answer what I can to the best of my ability. Thank you, Christina. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch my camera view here. Hi. Okay, Loki, they're supposed to be looking at me, not you. What are you doing? Excuse me a second. Stop it. All right. So yeah, flame pattern. Gorgeous. A little complicated. Takes a while to do. But thank you so much for watching. That's all I'm going to do for tonight for now. And I'll work on it some more next week. So any of you guys who missed the live stream and want to ask me questions, next week will be a good opportunity too. Hopefully my cat is not being as much of a jerk. I think I'm also going to go ahead and set up an assumption pattern just to kind of show you guys what the difference is between the flame and the assumption, which I showed you earlier. It's actually not much of a difference, which is why I think if you guys pick up on the flame, you'll pick up on the assumption really quickly. And then if there's any other patterns you want to see, I do know several others, including, let's see, there's I'm looking back at my samples for trying to remember the names of everything. Really the only ones that I haven't really shown you are the sawtooth pattern and the side-by-side pattern. I've already pretty much showed you how to do a stipple pattern in my tutorial for the diagonal pattern that I did last year. So I'm not going to really worry about showing you what a full-length belt of that looks like, because I showed you how to do a stipple pattern in that one. But yeah, if you guys want to see any other patterns or have any questions about any other patterns that I know, please let me know. Once I get through all of the basic patterns, which are close now, because after the flame, it's the assumption and the Acadian and the sawtooth, if you want to see it. After that, I was going to start showing you how to do a double pattern, which the Acadian is actually a double arrowhead. So that'll be a good opportunity to kind of show you how a double pattern works. So yeah, feel free to comment, ask me questions. And thanks for joining me, and thanks for watching tonight, and for putting up with me as I figure out camera angles and try to work around this bugger. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Down you go. So yeah, until then, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much for watching. Ow, stop it. Toodles.